I do want to take one more minute to just talk about injury. It's not something I hear people talking about in articles about sports and athletes right now. I'm just not hearing people talk about it. So I really want to make sure we bring it up. And how does this unexpected pause, and for some people cancellation of a season, affect their risk of injury or just change their relationship to that?
Yeah, I think really what it does is it kind of creates this gap between the mental side of what you know you can do and the physical side of what you can do. So if with any period of let's say lack of exercise or lack of movement or just a long duration, let's say you haven't really been very active over these last 30 days when you've been trying to figure out your schedule and life, what ends up happening is when you do go back to playing your sport, when you do go back to doing your activity, you're still mentally thinking that you can do all those things like you once did, but physically you dropped off. And as soon as you try to apply yourself at the level that you once did, there's a high potential for injury. If you haven't been sustaining that underlying level of fitness or skill development or movement, you're just setting yourself up for failure. And let's be honest, you're young, or hopefully you're young. We're all young at heart, but hopefully the youth allows you to get away with it. But why tempt it? Why put yourself in that position when it's something you have 100% control over?
Absolutely. I always think of basic physics, right? An object at motion stays in motion, and an object at rest stays at rest, people. So sports has paused, and if you pause with it, and then you suddenly jump up, because they're going to turn on the lights, right? And we don't know what this is going to look like when it comes back. So you may have the usual preseason ease in, but I think it's going to be a little bit more like, hitting the go button and everybody comes back.
Yeah, I agree.
And I love that you've really just put it out there that difference in mind and body, if your mind's going to think you can do it. But if you haven't been training, it's not that you can't. Like, we're not saying they can't, right? We're just saying when you do, you're more likely to tear something, pull something, twist something inadvertently. And then we've got another sports break.
Yep.
And that's the sports break you don't want to have.
Correct. That's exactly what I was going to say. And that's the more painful one, because you're going to be watching all your peers go out there and continue to play. And meanwhile, you're stuck on the sidelines of whatever.
No, let's avoid it, people.